play loud and soft. And this instrument sounds totally different than the modern pianos today. And this has many reasons. For example, the hammers were not covered with felt. They were smaller and covered with leather. And the keys were just 5 octaves like the cembalos before. And the black keys were down and the white keys up, because the ivory was much more expensive before. So I play for you now Mozart's first composition, the Menuet in G major, Köchelverzeichnis 1. Sound is totally different. The pedals were not for the feet; they were for the knees. And the strings were thinner, and they had not this much forces like today, because the frame was not inset from the iron frame. So that's actually, these are the differences. As next, I would like to play for you the famous D minor fantasy. piece by Mozart, the Rondo in D major. And you can do actually the music. You always have to
exaggerate.
Yes, the music that you have this the gesture what you want actually to show. And but then I also loved it actually because then when I played the, Mozart on the modern piano, and I thought, wow, it's actually you have to imitate the sound of these historic instruments on the modern pianos, and then you play Mozart totally different. And then I got this job, and the first 1 or 2 years it was always I had to prepare 1 hour or half an hour at least before the groups came to get in to
get the feeling.
To get the feeling again. And but now it's really very natural for me. I can switch modern with this.
I think that was a great concept.
Yes.
But if I would come to another piano, I would take the days to get really how to say
Used to it.
Used to it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're teaching now at the university?
I teach also. I have private students, 20 private students, and I play concerts in Salzburg and sometimes in London. And then also some pop music. So if you want to see me how I cut my long hair down, I made a music video. You can find it on the Damir, so my name, D-A-M-I-R, and then put in Stronger Forces.
Damir in Stronger Forces. We're going to check on that. I see you with long hair.
Long hair and 5 haircuts.
Damir in Stronger Forces.
A surprise.
Okay. And the concerts when you play in Salzburg, where do you play most of the...
in the Schlosswerk von Skron, very often.
Yeah, Leopold Skron, where we have been yesterday, the one that we have seen from across the lake, where I told you the Salzburg Global Seminar.
But not just Mozart. I had just a concert 2 days ago with just a program of homosexual composers, because there were homosexual session there.
Where was that?
In Leopold Skron. It was about homosexual rights. 1 week.
And all the gays were there. My gay friends didn't invite me.
No, but not Salzburg gays. It was gays from
international gays.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were
and a whole bunch
discussing
of...
over very
I'm going to ask.
yeah. Very important things from different countries, how it is with the rights and very many countries where it was very difficult for the homosexuals, also for the transsexuals, and
Russia now, for example. Even in France now they're playing funny, aren't they?
It was very difficult in India some years before. Now it's getting better, but it's still not very good. Yeah, and I choose to play just gay composers, also myself.
Are you gay?
Yeah. And I compose also piano music, so I play also something for myself. And Schubert and Szymanowski and Cesson and Bernstein and John Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
An interesting program.
Giancarlo Montalbano was his companion, was also finished.
You know, I developed a very terrible cabinet. Whenever I meet a man and he seems extremely nice and sweet, I say, "Are you gay?" And sometimes they say, "Yes." And sometimes they say, "Me."
Yeah.
That was very, very nice.
Yes.
The rest of time in Salzburg, and you're very lucky with the weather.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You would be.
Wait, so he said the original Mozart piano in resonance. So what's this?
Like the same thing, like the same.
And the rondo has just one theme. It's fantastic how Mozart plays with this theme. He always puts in another light. Once in minor, once in B major, G major, F major, and it's fantastic how he plays with it. And it actually don't get boring. Even he repeats often this one theme. And the Turkish March, you know, it's the third movement of this famous sonata in A major. This is it's actually a form like a song, actually, a song form. We say song form.
The capo.
It's not like a sonata form, like a first movement form. And there's also one theme which repeats, and there's a B and a C.
B sonata rondo.
And a C part.
Is that development?
And a coda in major again, to have a happy ending.
Is it kind of like a sonata rondo? Or?
The sonata?
Is it
this
sonata
is a
rondo?
ronda alla turca.
Okay, rondo. This is rondo, yeah.
But not really a
Is it-
rondo. It's not really.
Is there any development in it at all? Or is there a development section in it at all? Or
Depends.
you know,
I don't
in
know.
the scene? Develops the theme. I didn't hear any development.
Ah, no. No. Not in this.
Put it in English. Texan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of interesting things with the forms. If you notice, it's not just textbook approach to the forms.
The classical sonata form is theme, then second theme, and then you have this
Development.
development
And recap.
in the middle. I actually could play one movement if you want. What have this form? What has this form?
You want to hear it, guys?
C major.
If you're willing.
I didn't prepare it for today, so I hope it.
This is why we're here.
Now second theme.
point out the themes as they're playing. Sections.
It's different to play on this piano because you have to move the fingers much more than on a normal piano.
Okay.
So would you say if a famous piano player would come and say, I would like to play, first of all, I think they're not allowed.
It would be
Because
hard.
you and maybe 2-3 people are allowed to play on this. It's also for insurance reasons.
Oh, wow.
So it's very, and then you have to study that. So if, for example, Buchbinder or somebody would come, he wouldn't be allowed. And
There's a funny story.
Tell me.
Because I studied on the Mozarteum with one of the very famous Russian pianists in Salzburg, and he's also a specialist for hammer pianos. And I was already playing often here in the residence, yes, and I had this job. And but I studied also on the Mozarteum, classical piano, and tralala. So and Lyubimov plays quite often in Salzburg on such instruments, historical instruments, concerts in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
And once he wanted to visit the museum, and I think it was the residence, and he was then there and
where the original piano.
Yes, the original piano. Saw the piano and was asking the waiter if he may try to play it, and he says no. It's just allowed to Mr. Sertic. Yeah, but he didn't. He had not the chance to.
No, they're not allowed. For security reasons, for insurance reasons, they're not allowed to play.
We were laughing about that.
How did you come about to get this job? You had studied it?
I studied it, and there was a colleague of mine. She was already doing this job, and she was looking for somebody who could do it sometimes when she's in Vienna. So I had the luck to
So she recommended you?
Yes, she recommended.
Yeah. And how long would it take a real good piano player, one of the famous, to learn to play on this?
Every of these historical instruments are very different from the touch. Also, even it's the same Mozart's instrument in the residence and here, they're totally different to play. And I was really surprised. And when you play on the copies, on modern copies of this
One copy we have upstairs.
Yeah, and the modern copies also in the university to practice on this kind of pianos, and they're also totally different of the touch. And before it was horrible for me, when I started to play these instruments, Marşa, famous Turkish march. And this may be interesting for you on this historical piano. It has a third pedal, a special pedal. There is a wooden thing, and it's covered with paper, and it lies down on the low register and makes a funny snarly sound. And it fits very good to this march. piece I have a surprise. Mozart composed with 8 years piece called the butter bread. You say butter bread, and you have a bread and butter. And if you come to this side, you will see why it's called this way.
We can sit down on the floor. Here,
on the
if you
floor,
want
on
us-
the floor.
yeah. No, I mean on the floor so we
On the stairs.
don't make it too
You want there?
It's actually a piece for a quartet. It's not really clear, but somebody arranged it for piano, and it's wonderful on this instrument because it's so easy to play on it.
forms of the pieces are kind of curious.
The form.
Yeah, like rondo and binary.
From which piece?
All of them.
Exactly.
They got to write a paper on this. So.
All of would I be?
Yeah.
Well, the first was the minuet. The minuet has a
Minuet, okay.
Well, the
A
piano
B
concerto.
A form.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
it was in G major. Then after that I played the fantasy, and like the name of the piece, it's also the form is also a fantasy. So it has not really clear.
Three compose.
Yeah, it has a major theme on the beginning. First an introduction, and then a major theme, which comes three times, I think, yes. And on the end, he made actually from the D major end,
Yeah.
which makes then a very happy ending, actually, what you don't expect on the